Hello everyone, this is Chef Bonus and today's video is all about the bread making process. In this video I have explained every single necessary step and what we require to make a perfect bread just like a baker. And this video has all in detail that whatever a person should know about the bread, right? If you want to be a proper baker and want to bake like a baker, then I believe that this is the perfect video for you to understand the bread. And it has some few parts, so you make sure you go through all this step by step to help you to understand every single thing, that how to make a perfect one. I mean, what bread it is, right? Let's figure it out and start this session. And one more thing I want to show you here, this is the YouTube channel of mine. So in the search button you just type Chef Bonus Sahoo, you'll be getting this. And I'm not only the chef, I'm in bakery pastry. I also deals with lot more things, right, about culinary. It's all culinary, right? So we have a dessert plating. These are the videos which I have already uploaded in my YouTube channel, so make sure you go through the videos and about your career you want to see, about the plating, about some books you want to learn about Indian cuisine, right? Then you have a fundamental of baking pastry books if you really want to go for to buy. And here I have all every single thing from the root and depth knowledge which I have shared already in this, right? So these are like how you're gonna go for the gastronomy, how to learn plating techniques, trend, okay, higher studies after hotel management you want to do or not, then professional books which you really will need to follow. And here we go, this all are like the videos which I have already uploaded. And yes, you have interview questions also will help you to know, so just type and you're going to get it. And before that, in this I must tell you that go to the playlist. You can see the top video, short, live and playlist. Go to the playlist, and here if I am right now adding bread, the theory of bread making in detail, just click on this. You're gonna get every single thing, every single video which I have already uploaded regarding the bread, only and only. It's completely a niche, so you go here and you see everything here. So that is what exactly I mentioned in this video already, that please watch thoroughly one by one, right? Like gluten, wheat kernel, this will help you to understand, and then slowly, gradually, this is a kind of a course, this is a kind of a bread course that you can do it at home, just watching this one, and you do your practical and you'll be the best, just like a baker. Bread you're gonna make it, right? So this is just for a bit knowledge, so make sure you go with this. We have all different kinds of videos in this. Wanna check some of you technique which I have made already. Here we go. These are something what I have done the practical. You can go through and check this, that how we made it with my oven, every single thing in detail, right? It's all our food products, some traditional, some chicken or something that you want to learn, like technical techniques, every single thing I have shared in my YouTube channel. So make sure you don't miss this. You go and watch and it will help you a lot. And here for an example, classic French pastries, step by step from 1 to 5 total parts, right? In that also, in fourth part we have a 1 2 3 4, then we have got the 5, and then the 5 part 2, like that, right? If you are having a problem, because I have received a lot of message and comments that you are facing problem to to find it out, and then how to check where the videos have been kept, so you can go to the playlist and you can check with this. And simple video, if you click, then you're gonna see here and there random videos. Whatever you like, you can watch it according your need, right? Here we go. And I must say that you watch every single video of this YouTube channel, so it will help you to understand the depth knowledge, simple as that, right? So let's start the session. So yes, one more thing I want to add here, this is my Instagram page, and if you want to follow, you can follow. You want to see my work and new design of breads will be there all the time, because I work on that bakery pastry, right? I'm an instructor. And if you want to connect with me, you can scan this code and you can directly come to my page and we can connect. And if you have questions or anything you want to ask, you can ask, and if I feel like that is something which is important, so I can make a video out of it also for the YouTube channels, right? So everybody can help with that. Clear with this? So make sure you scan and say hi. Bread making process. Let's start. Here we have a 12 steps which is very necessary and important to make a perfect bread, just like a baker, right? So here we go, the steps: scale or weighing. When we have mixing and kneading, then we have fermentation, bunching or knockback, poaching the dough, rounding, makeup and shaping, proofing, scoring, baking, cooling, and then the last, not the least, is storing. Right? These are the 12 steps. But in this between, there are a lot more informative steps that you do need to know. And if you think that one of this step you want to skip it and get a perfect bread, no, you won't. Right? You need to go through this process, then only you're going to achieve a perfect bread, just like a baker, a professional baker. Right? You make sure you focus on this video and don't skip any one of the step. Listen it carefully, because it's going to be a bit basic and also advanced, both in the same video. Right? So it will take time, but I make sure once the video end, you'll completely have an idea. I mean, you're gonna go through a complete idea that what exactly can make a bread with this all 12 steps. Clear? So let's start one by one. And before that, this time and temperature, you can see these two are very, very important, but I will explain it later. Why? Because after knowing this all step, you will automatically understand this. I don't want to skip it. For that reason, I put it in the front, so later when I will teach you about this, you will be like familiar with it. I was like, yes, chef, I know this. Clear with this? Let's start with the first process. Here is the first step, right? The scaling and weighing. I mean, it's very simple to understand that what do you mean by scaling or weighing. When it comes to bakery and pastry, every single thing need to be weighed out, right? Because we're going to follow a recipe. Is not randomly we're just going to put any of thing just to make it some of your bread, right? It required a recipe, and we have to follow the recipe, the guidelines, and after that only we're going to achieve the perfect bread. Simple as that, right? So the exact scaling of an ingredient is an integral part of the baking process. It's a very important part. I mean, this first step is one of the basic but very important, because if you weigh out some of you wrong recipe, I don't think so you're going to achieve a good bread. I mean, not to think, it is like you're not going to achieve the perfect bread, but something there will be outcome, but not the perfect one. So make sure you scale the recipe perfect. If you're baking a bread today, if there's a customer who like your bread, clear with this, so he will come back again for the same bread. If your bread taste differ, I don't think so your customer will stay to buy another one, because he loves that bread. He want exactly the way it is, right? Precise. That is the reason it is very important to scale your recipe, because it will help to get a perfect constant flavor, taste, every single thing. But recipe matters a lot, so make sure you weigh it out. Clear? If you don't, then what exactly you're going to? Here we go. Inconsistency in very product. Simple as that. You won't be getting the same thing that what you have done it if you don't follow the steps. Clear with this? Very simple. Make sure you sieve your flour. See, make sure you sieve your flour, because when you sieve it, it makes the flour lighter, right? It makes the flour lighter, and same time it will get aerates and there'll be no lumps. Clear? That is the reason you make sure you sieve it. Sometime, in the packets, something here and there will be there, so at least while sieving you will be completely clear that there's nothing in the flour, right? So you may not, the customer won't be getting any surprises. Simple as that. Resulting will be a better rice, because you are aerating the flour, the kneading will be really good, so at the time you're going to get a proper volume of the bread. Simple. Clear with this? So okay, let's see the note. Know the ingredient. Know the ingredient temperature. Very important, because when it comes to temperature, every single ingredients have their particular temperature to use it, right? For example, okay, so you're going to a market and to buy a jar of jam. In behind, if you see, there some of you instruction will be there that you have to use this way, best before this way, manufacture date this way, and expiry will be in this way. And if you really want to have a good flavor, then you have to keep it in certain place where exactly it will not lose out the flavor, right? Maybe you have to keep it in the refrigerator, you have to keep it in the freezer. So every single thing, every each product has the mention a place to keep it, right? So that is very, very important. So in that also, when you buy a salt, flour, anything, right, in behind it will be mentioned for sure that what temperature you have to keep that particular ingredient. So make sure you keep that in the right place, which helps you to keep your ingredient fresh, right? I mean, you buy today, but till 6 months you can use it. But if you keep it in a wrong place, I don't think so you can even stretch to 6 months. It will be lesser than that. Why I'm really emphasis on this, because this is really important. Because when it comes to high gluten flour, you have to understand, you have to keep it in a right manner, in a right temperature, so the flour won't get weaker. Clear with this? That is the reason we need to understand the flour need to be kept in the right place, so you can have a gluten strength, and the flour, whenever you're going to make a bread, you're going to get a same result. Otherwise your bread is strong, I mean the flour is strong, and are slowly gradually start to weaken. So do you think so that you're going to get the same bread what exactly you want to get it? No, the strength is low. So at that moment the bread and the gluten things will definitely not going to give you the same bread what exactly it was before that you have achieved it, right? And make sure whenever you're making bread or any of thing, make sure you keep it in a room temperature. Before you use anything, make sure it comes to the room temperature. Okay, and this is the best, where exactly the all ingredient will mix up, and I mean there will be no problem coming up if you maintain the room temperature. Okay, if the eggs also you want to put in the bread, okay, if you want to add eggs, milk, this all things, fat, or you can say butter, all should be room temperature. Make sure, very, very important. Okay, so room temperature, remember this. Clear? Now we're going to focus on the kneading the dough. What exactly the kneading dough means? It is more of combine the ingredients uniformly and going for the kneading process. Why? To develop the gluten. See, the main game here, the bread game, is all about a proper kneading and development of the gluten. That is the most important thing. There's nothing more than this. Other things are the normal temperature and how you handle it, that is different. But when it comes to kneading, a proper development of gluten, this is what we want to achieve. Clear with this? Very, very important. This part is one of the important part, because if you miss to develop a gluten, then you don't think that you're going to get a really nice volume or a size or whatever desired thing that you are looking for to get a end result of the bread. Clear with this? So we're going to start kneading in the machine, and slowly gradually we'll start mixing all the ingredients according to the recipe guidelines. Clear with this? And why we do that? To develop the gluten so it can trap the CO2 gas, okay, which is going to be done by yeast. Yeast will produce CO2, right? In ahead I'll be explaining you more about this. So that is what exactly it is all about. Clear? And how to know that dough is perfectly ready? For that we have to check. This is the one which is known as window pen. Window pen is all about to stretching the dough and see this thin layer. You can see this thin layer. It's like a transparent. So this thing you have to see. If you see this is perfect, then you understand your dough is perfectly ready to move forward, or maybe you can say the next step. Clear with this? To check the gluten structure. And why we do this? To optimum development of the gluten, to check the optimum level of development of the gluten, and second, to check the level of the protein. We'll go a little back. If you see the temperature, if you don't really maintain it, you might not be achieving this great gluten. If you're not keeping in the right temperature, if you keep in the right temperature, you're following every single thing as per the guideline to making a perfect bread, then you're going to receive this one. And you have a very good gluten, then you're going to receive this kind of a transparency. I mean, every single flour has a different gluten. So when you come to whenever you comes to making a bread, so 13.5 at least gluten we want. That flour should have at least 13.5. That will make a really good bread, and that comes under artisan breads. Clear with this? A strong flour. We focus on strong flour. Strong flour helps to give you nice window pin and a good structure. And I mean, why? Because we want to develop the gluten. If the gluten is good, then definitely we're going to get a perfect window pin, and that perfect window pin leads to a perfect trap of the CO2 gas, because it's going to make a really nice network to trap the gas. Till now, I think so this much you are clear. Now we'll go to the next slide to explain you that how this thin film that what we actually made it, how this helps to trap the CO2 gas, right? Let's go. Next we have is a fermentation. Before that, you can see here bench rest. The next step is the bench rest, which also this what exactly happens when you go for the bench rest, right? You can see here I told you the gluten web. This is the gluten web that would exactly the air go and trap here and there, right? And this is what exactly gives a bread a nice volume. Clear with this? This is where exactly the web helps to push. The CO2 will be there in this, and it will push up. I mean, depend what kind of a fold and what kind of a shape you want to give to your bread, accordingly give you really nice volume, right? And this is what exactly the gluten strength, and that's why I have mentioned 13.5 gluten strength supposed to be there in your flour. Clear with this? Bench rest, what it means, a normal bench, right? And there your dough and you cover it up, simple as that. Giving the rest to your dough. Why actually we required to give rest to the dough? I mean for example, you are working continuously for 8 hours. Don't you think so you need a break between 4 hours at least? In every 4 hours you'll be taking a little break. So what will happen? You can work again. If you continuously work for a longer time, you're not able to work because your power is completely drained out, right? Your strength is completely drained out. That's the reason to power back up, or you can say to back up or to buckle up, you just require a little rest. Same here, just to buckle up the dough, so we give a bench rest. This helps gluten to relax. I mean, just consider as a human, just like that. Clear with this? So a natural process takes place there, that is known as fermentation, while doing the bench rest. The yeast converts sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Clear with this? This is what the yeast, this is all about the yeast dough. Make sure this is not just a bread, this is a bread with yeast, right? Yeast convert the sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide. The flour has starch, right? Then we're adding extra sugar in it. Okay, so those are things, and then we have yeast, and this yeast will eat sugar and produce CO2, and that is what exactly we say as a fat. The CO2 will be the fat which is eaten by yeast, sugar, and then to fat, and that fat is known as your CO2 gas. Clear with this? And it takes time depend on the warmness of the dough. So what happened when you knead the dough, slowly gradually the machine, what you have pedal, right, or you can say a hook, that continuously working, the dough will start warm. Okay, why? Because of the machine friction. Okay, the machine continuously working here and there, so that friction will make warm, and because of that warm, the yeast chart is there. See, in this previous video, just go to my YouTube channel, go to the playlist, and all about bread, there's a playlist. Go in that. I have clearly mentioned about the yeast, about the gluten, about the glutenin and gliadinin. Those are very important topic actually. If you really want to be master in bread, I believe that you should go to the playlist and watch sequence wise. If you watch those things, this will help you to understand. Okay, this will help you to understand what exactly and how this happens, because it has a gluten and gliadinin. This both makes the perfect network, right? This is what exactly we combine with the help of the moisture, and that is water. Moisture, you can say liquid. Okay, liquid it is. So that is what exactly it is forming the gluten. What exactly we required for to make a perfect bread? Flour, water, yeast, salt, right? A little bit of sugar maybe, a butter, if it required, then again a little bit of oil. These are some of few ingredients that what we require to make a perfect bread, right? So in those all things will be combined with the help of the only one medium, which is the water. This helps to combine everything together and bring all things together, right? And there we get the perfect what? Dough. Understand? Basic but matters a lot, every single step. Please don't skip anything, otherwise if you skip it then you won't be getting a perfect bread, because I'm teaching you here to be get a perfect bread just like a baker. Clear with this? Yep. Any doubt, do make sure you comment and I'll be helping you with that. And yes, make sure you comment and to let me figure it out how was my style, and if you really want to see something additionally you want me to add, you can put in the comment. I'll be answering in that, and also you can text me on Instagram. It will be easy to connect with you. All right, so are we good with this fermentation? The natural process which is going to be take place, which is the yeast converts to sugar, yeast eat sugar and then produce the alcohol and the carbon dioxide. These things will make what? Flavor, taste, texture. Clear with this? This is the first stage of the fermentation of the dough, right? This is where the CO2 get trapped in the gluten network. I mentioned it already. Will also enhance the flavor, taste and texture. CO2 has its own smell, right? And then the flavor with the help of the fermentation. It is more of like, you know, idli batter, or you can say dosa batter, or any of things batter we want to ferment them. What exactly we do, we keep it outside room temperature and let them ferment slowly, gradually. So in the bench rest, I mean, it go for 45 minutes to 40 minutes, wherever you can go for, or 30 minutes. You keep it. As long you're going to give bench rest, that much of fermentation will happen. Okay, simple as that. As long you go, the fermentation, that means taste, that means flavor, will come in your bread. Simple as that, right? Some people do keep their dough for overnight. Okay, so that what exactly happens. Temperature will be 24 to 29 Celsius. This is what exactly we maintain, right? Clear with this fermentation? Now the next we're going to see here is bunching and knockback. After giving enough of rest, okay, so the dough is going to be like this, means double the size. Not exactly double the size, at least 60 to 70% it will going to proof. That means gluten will start trap the air, so this one going to double. Okay, I mean, it's going to rise. What exactly it was, this is the bench rest dough, and then at the last, after 40 minutes, you will see the dough is like this, means it is increases to the different size. That means it's going to be, first of all, going to be a lighter in weight. Okay, let's see what exactly the knockback is all about. To expel and redistribute the gas. When you're pressing this one, it like the gas going here and there, distributing, right? And also what exactly it does, even out the dough temperature. Okay, it started warming, because yeast has certain temperature to react. I mean, how fast you want yeast to work, according to the same temperature you have to give to the dough, so the yeast will work next level. And the yeast chart, every single thing is there in the behind, or you can say already have posted in my YouTube channel. Go to the bread playlist and you will have the proper understanding about the yeast, like what temperature the yeast works perfectly, and what temperature the yeast die, what temperature the yeast works slowly. So yeah, if you know the chart of the yeast, it will help you to know that how much ferment you're going to get. Because if you keep it in the fridge, I don't think so that you're going to get a really nice fermentation for I mean, in a smaller time, right? Or in a lesser time, I can say. So very important, the temperature. I mean, this every single thing has its own technique to get. Okay, so that I have already mentioned, already taught in my YouTube channel, already posted that video. Make sure you go through with that, so simultaneously, slowly, gradually, you'll be getting the step in depth. right? That will help you to understand in depth. Clear with this? Punching and knockback, relaxing the gluten, right? This also helps to relax the gluten because the CO2 which is like trapped in the dough, and that is continuously creating double in size. That means what? It is all about the stretching the gluten, right? So stretched, that is the reason we're getting the really nice volume, double the volume of the dough. So when we're going to knock back, the gas will out, even out the temperature, and also relax the gluten. As simple as that. There's nothing more than this. Simple. I hope you guys clear, right? Let's figure out again. Scale the ingredient, make sure room temperature, okay? Sieve the flour to aerate and get a better rise. That means you're getting a really nice volume, and also the bread will be lighter. Clear with this? Kneading the dough will be like combine all the ingredient uniformly, okay? Why? Is to develop the gluten. How to know that our dough is perfectly ready, means proper done with developing the gluten, is to check the window pane. The window pane, if you see this in the dough, that means your dough is perfect and ready to move for the next step. And why we need this? To trap the CO2 gas. Fermentation, why and how it happened? Bench rest. In the relaxing time, what exactly happened? The yeast start eating sugar, releasing the CO2 and the alcohol. Clear with this? And this will give you really nice, enhance the flavor, taste and texture. And also somewhere it also works on color. Clear? The temperature will be 24 to 29 Celsius. Right? This is important. As much long you're going to keep it, that much nice flavor and taste you're going to get it. Okay? Clear with this? Then we have punching bag. Why we do this? So the dough which is already double in the size, to punch back to release the all air, the CO2 which has already been formed. Because of that only we got the height and the volume. But this is not the final one. This is the first stage of the fermentation. That is the reason the CO2 which has been trapped in the gluten, it will start developing the taste, enhance the flavor. Okay? Punch back, release the all gas, also helps to even out the temperature, relax also the gluten, right, which has been all still working. You can see this CO2 trapping, so is stretching the gluten. That means again the gluten is under working process. To stop that and giving again a little rest to the gluten, so what exactly will do? Push back, or you can say knock back. Okay, so that what happened? Redistribute the gas pockets. Simple as that. Okay, make sure this is clear. At least I hope that we are in the same page to understand the the baking process, right? Next, second part is going to be there very soon. Every in 2 weeks I'll be adding another video of the same thing, and this bread making process video maybe gonna go for 3 to 4 parts. Okay, 3 to 4 parts. Every single step I want to make you to clear. So slowly gradually we're going to learn every single step. So I don't want to be put every single step in a one video. Okay, slowly gradually, at least you will be understanding this too. So slowly gradually you'll understand ahead process. So till then, at least you make sure you're clear with this. Okay, back to back watch it again, so it will be like gonna be clear your thing, and if you have any doubt, just make sure you comment. And till now we have done with this and this. We're done with this 4. Okay, rest 4 we're gonna do in the next video, which is gonna be coming after 2 weeks, right? Till then, bread making video. I'll see you then. Yep, bye bye.